Hello, my people. I'll greet you one more time, and I hope you're doing fine. So, I say welcome at Family Training Center once more again. Bano manyenda wasuje mbai kaze kuli Family Training Center. Today, I just wanted to teach you the lesson, very good and important, that is going to be talking about the synonym words. You know, guys, you may learn English, or you may actually speak English, but when you don't have a lot of synonyms, you actually you are going to be stuck when you are speaking. As long as you are learning English, you must make sure that you learn a lot of synonym words, so that when you will be speaking, you will have a lot of words to be using in your English, and this will help you to be fluent in English and to speak English when you are not stuck, because there are some new words you don't know how to say that. Or maybe when you're sick of using the same words, it's better than to follow me and learn carefully this lesson. And then when you learn this lesson very good, you are actually going to have a lot of new words, a lot of synonyms. And then when you will be speaking, you're actually going to see that you won't be stuck anymore. Okay? So follow me, be with me, and learn this lesson with us. Okay. Iyo wiga Icyongereza, ugomba kumakinga sure yuko wiza amagambo menshi ukayibikaho, ibyo bigufasha kuvuga Icyongereza udategwa. Ariko iyo ari make amagambo yawe, hari aho ugira ugategwa cyangwa ukabura amagambo yo gukoresha. Cyase ku rundi ruhande ukaba hari amagambo urambiwe kujya ukoresha, ukumva ijambo ryagarutse kenshi kandi mu kiganiro kitarenze n'iminota 5 kubera ko wabuze irindi risa naryo wakabaye ukoresha. Niyo mpamvu uyu munsi muzanye isomo ryaza kwibanda ku cyo bita synonym words. Nicyo bita amagambo y'imuzanyito. They are actually those words that have a different spelling, but the meaning is the same. Ni amagambo aba afite ubusobanuro bumwe, ariko uburyo yanditsemo bikaba bitandukanye. In today's lesson, I will try my best to be giving you some examples after giving synonym words. I make sure that I give some examples to help you to understand, to figure out how to use these synonym words. Hanyuma muri isomo ry'umunsi ndagerageza kuguhereza nk'ingero kuri aya magambo kugira ngo nawe bikorere kumenya uburyo wabasha kujya uyakoresha. Okay, let's dive into the lesson. Reka dutangire isomo ry'uyu munsi. Mbibutsa yuko uri kumwe na Teacher Damerson, kandi niba ukeneye kwiga online nta handi hantu bagufasha usibye kuri Family Training Center. Ishuri ryacu ryigisha neza, rifite aba trainers bazi kwigisha Icyongereza neza, bakize neza kandi bazi kukivuga neza. So niba nawe wumva ukeneye kukiga, watwandika kuri nimero zacu, uraza kuyisanga hepfo muri link zirahari, cyangwa se ku titles y'amasomo uzibone utwandikira nyuma tugufasha. Okay, so let's get started, dear students. Hanyuma reka dutangire banyeshuri. The first synonym words are these. Amagambo y'imuzanyitso ya mbere tugiye kwifashisha na ayangaya. Advanced developed. Advanced developed. Advanced developed. Ani amagambo y'imuzanyitso doerero. Ijambo advanced ku rundi ruhande dushobora kurivuga tukavuga ngo developed. Advanced developed. Something that is developed, it is also advanced. Ikintu kiri developed kiri advanced. Umuntu ashobora kuba developed cyangwa se ikintu kikaba developed. Ni ikintu cyagutse, ikintu kinini, ikintu giteye imbere. Advanced cyangwa developed. So you can use advanced or developed, no problem. In that way, your sentence or your speaking is going to have the same meaning. Nukoresha advanced cyangwa se developed, interuro yawe iragumana cyangwa isobanuro n'ubundi yarifits. Okay? I wish to be an advanced student in Spanish. I wish to be an advanced student in Spanish. I wish to be an advanced student in Spanish. Ndifuza kuba umunyeshuri wagutse mu Cyesipanyol. Ndifuza kuba umunyeshuri wagutse mu Cyesipanyol. Or nakoresha developed. I want to be a developed student in Spanish. I want to be a developed student in Spanish. Ndashaka kuba umunyeshuri wagutse mu rurimi rw'Espanyol. So you may use advanced cyangwa se or developed, no problem. Our country is already developed. That's why it's having a lot of foreigners. Our country is already developed. That's why it is having a lot of foreigners. Our country is already developed. That's why it is having a lot of foreigners. Igihugu cyacu cyamaze gutera imbere, niyo mpamvu kibona abanyamahanga benshi bo kugisura. Igihugu cyacu cyamaze gutera imbere, niyo mpamvu kibona abanyamahanga benshi bo kugisura. If you don't use developed, wakoresha advanced. Our country is already advanced in development when high. That's why it is having a lot of foreigners. Igihugu cyacu cyamaze gutera imbere, motera imbere, niyo mpamvu kiri kubona abantu b'abanyamahanga benshi bagisura. Advanced, developed. Okay, next synonym words are these. Hanyuma amagambo y'imuzanyito yandi ya kabiri n'ayangahe. Bold, brave. Bold, brave. Bold, brave. If you don't use bold, you can use even brave. It's not a big deal. Ushobora kudakoresha bold ugakoresha brave. Brave ni umuntu ufite umutima ukomeye. My sister was brave enough. That's why we loved her. Our sister was brave enough, and that's why we loved her. Our sister was brave enough. That's why we loved her. Mushiki wanjye yari afite umutima ukomeye bihagije, niyo mpamvu twamukundaga. Mushiki wanjye yari afite umutima ukomeye bihagije, niyo mpamvu twamukundaga. Okay, so at the place of her brave, washyiraho bold. Our sister was bold enough. That's why we loved her. Mushiki wacu yari afite umutima ukomeye bihagije, niyo mpamvu twamukundaga. Bold, brave. Bold, brave. Dangerous, risky. Dangerous, risky. These are following synonym words. Aya nandi magambo y'imuzanyito. Dangerous, risky. You may use dangerous or risky. They are actual words that can have a typical same meaning. Na magambo ashobora kubagira igisobanuro kimwe. Dangerous or risky. This business was dangerous. That's why I gave her. This business was dangerous. That's why I gave her. This business was dangerous. That's why I gave her. Iyi business yari iteye ubwoba, niyo mpamvu njyewe nayiretse. Iyi business yari iteye ubwoba, niyo mpamvu njyewe nayiretse. Or you can say, this business was risky. That's why I gave her. This business was risky. That's why I gave her. Iyi business yari iteye ubwoba, yari ikanganye, niyo mpamvu njyewe nahisemo kubivamo ndayireka. So use dangerous or risky. Wow, that's good. Famous, well known. Famous, well known. These are following synonym words. If you don't use the famous, you can use the well known. Someone who's famous, on the other hand, is also well known. Umuntu uri famous, icyamamare cyane, aba ari well known, abazwi. So these also words can have a typical meaning. When you use the well known or famous, can actually word that are synonyms are going about to have the same meanings. Aya ni amagambo nanone afite igisobanuro kiri gushaka kuba kimwe. Well known and famous. His Excellent Kagame is the most famous president in Africa. Nyakubahwa Kagame ni perezida w'icyamamare cyane muri Afrika. Arazwi. If you don't say the most famous, you can say His Excellent Kagame is well known in Africa. His Excellent Kagame is well known in Africa. His Excellence Kagame is well known in Africa. Nyakubahwa Kagame ni perezida uzwi cyane muri Africa. So you can use famous or well known. These are also other synonyms in English. Handsome, pretty. Handsome, pretty. Handsome, pretty. Handsome, pretty are also other synonym words. When somebody is handsome, on the other hand, you can say he's pretty, okay? Handsome, pretty. Handsome, pretty are also synonyms. Amagambo nayo ni muzanyito. So you can use a handsome or pretty. My son is handsome. Everybody knows about that. My son is handsome. Everybody knows about that. Umwana wanjye w'umuhungu ni mwiza, afite bwa bwiza bugaragara, ni mwiza, buri wese arabizi. My son is handsome. Everybody knows about that. If you don't use handsome, you can say, my son is pretty. Everybody knows about that. My son is pretty. Everybody knows about that. Link join. Link join. Link join are also the synonym words. Nandi magambo y'imuzanyito. If you don't use the link, you can use join. Actually, to take something and the other one, you link. You ufashe ikintu n'ikindi ukabihuza. Link those sentences as soon as possible. the teacher is coming. Link those sentences as soon as possible, the teacher is coming. Huza izo nteruro ebyiri vuba bishoboka, mwarimu ari kuza. If you don't want to use a link, you can use a join. Join those two sentences as soon as possible, the teacher is coming. Huza izo nteruro ebyiri, mwarimu arimo kuza. Link, join, these are also synonym words. Ancient, old, ancient, old. These are also other synonym words. If you don't use ancient, you can use old. All those things of many years ago. Ibyo bintu by'igihe cyashize, tuvuga ijambo ancient cyangwa old, ibintu bishaje cyangwa ibintu bya kera. This is one of those ancient books. This is one of those ancient books. This is one of those ancient books. Iki ni kimwe muri bya bitabo bishaje. Iki ni kimwe muri bya bitabo bishaje. If you don't use ancient, you can use old. This is one of those old books. This is one of those old books. Kino ni kimwe muri bya bitabo bigize gute bishaje. So you can use ancient or old. No problem. The sentence will still have the meaning. Wakoresha ancient cyangwa old ineraguma ifite cyagisobanuro n'ubundi kimwe. Blank, empty. Blank, empty. Blank, empty are also other synonym words. That means nothing. Blank and empty, nandi magambo nayo imuzanyitso bisobanuye or empty, nta kintu kirimo, empty. As soon as I reached home, the house was empty. As soon as I reached home, the house was empty. Igihe nageze mu rugo inzu yari ibereye aho, nta muntu wari urimo. As soon as I reached home, the house was empty. So empty can be replaced by blank. As soon as I reached home, the house was blank. As soon as I reached home, the house was blank. Dear students, use blank or empty to mean nothing is actually there. So koresha empty cyangwa blank gusobanura yuko ari vide, nta kintu kirimo, empty. Okay? Final, last. Final, last are also other synonym words. Final, last, that means ikintu cha nyuma. So something that comes after all other things. Ikintu gishobora kuza nyuma y'ibindi bintu. Okay, say final or last. Filime ya nyuma narebye yari inzozi mbi, yari filime mbi cyane. The final move I watched was a nightmare to me. The final move I watched was a nightmare to me. Filime ya nyuma narebye yabaye inzozi mbi kuri njyewe, yari filime iteye ubwoba, yari inzozi mbi kuri njyewe. So if you don't want to use the final, you can use last. Last video I watched was a nightmare to me. Then the last or the final move I watched was a nightmare to me. Filime ya nyuma narebye yari inzozi mbi kuri njyewe, ntabwo yambere filime nziza mbese. Foolish, silly, foolish, silly. Foolish, silly are also other synonym words. Okay? Foolish, silly nandi magambo nayo imuzanyitso, like a saying, ikintu ubusazi, ikintu something like ikintu umuntu kuba garagara nk'umusazi, kuba ikintu cyaba kigaragara nk'ari ikintu cy'ubusazi, foolish or silly. That was such foolish idea, that's why I couldn't accept it. That was such foolish idea, that's why I couldn't accept it. That was such foolish idea, that's why I couldn't accept it. Icho gitekerezo cyari cy'ubucucu niyo mpamvu ntari kucyemera. That was such foolish idea, that's why I couldn't accept it. Cyari gitekerezo cy'ubugori niyo mpamvu ntari kucyemera. So can you change foolish, you put silly. That was such a silly idea, that's why I couldn't accept it. Icho cyari gitekerezo cy'ubusazi cy'ubugori cy'ubucucu ntabwo ntari kucyemera. So foolish, silly. No problem. The sentence we still have the meaning. Koresha foolish cyangwa silly interuro mifite igisobanuro ntacyo bitwaye. Mingle, mixed. Mingle, mixed. Mingle, mixed birasobanuye actually to actually put different things together. Gushira ibintu byinshi hamwe. For instance, you are taking the maize flour or the bread flour, you mix it with the water actually to make a bread. I mean, we can use mingle or we use mixed. Mixed cyangwa mingle nuguza ibintu bitandukanye, produce zitandukanye, nko kubafata amazi ukabuza n'ifu y'ubugari cyangwa y'umutsima. Uko icyo gikorwa cyo kubihuza nicyo twita mix cyangwa se mingle. My grandmother was good at mingling cassava bread. My grandmother was good at mingling cassava bread. Nyogokuru wanjye yari umuhanga mu gusonga ubugari. Nyogokuru wanjye yari umuhanga mu gusonga ubugari. If you don't use mingle, you can use mix. My grandmother was good at mixing cassava bread. Nyogokuru yari umuhanga mu gusonga ubugari. Reality facts. Reality facts. These are other synonym words. Reality fact, same words, truth, reality fact. Reality fact ni ukuri. Just when I say this is a reality, this is a fact, ni ukuri kwa nyako. In reality, I was going to help you, but you didn't give me that chance. In reality, I was going to help you, but you didn't give me that chance. In reality, I was going to help you, but you didn't give me that chance. Mu byukuri narigiye kugufasha ariko ntabwo wampaye amahirwe. Mu byukuri narigiye kugufasha ariko ntabwo wampaye ayo mahirwe. If you don't want to use reality, you can use a fact. You can say, in fact, I was going to help you, but you didn't give me that chance. In fact, I was going to help you, but you didn't give me that chance. You can use reality or fact, no problem. Wow. So, dear brothers and sisters, let's close our today's lesson by here, and we shall continue next time by God's grace. Balmanye kadusozera n'isomo ryacu ry'umunsi, ikaneze ko tuzahura ubutaha Imana nibishaka. I love you.